Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request from Murray. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, topics like this, tier list rankings, video game playthroughs for an hour, full playthrough, commentary, reaction, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And he wanted me to react to a video where I had done a video for him about composers that were going to do a film, but then something came up and they didn't get to do them. And one of them was, or the what ifs. Like, what if this guy did this? What if this guy did that? So, for example, what if Jerry Goldsmith had composed, say, Jurassic Park 3? So he has a video he wants me to react to. I don't think I'll be able to show the video because of copyright, but I figured I'd at least show this, which is what he wrote up. And Murray, thank you so much, he says, many movies that I wish Jerry Goldsmith would compose but didn't. I think it's a shame, but I am mature to say that could have been great. Yes, such he didn't, but life is life. In most cases are understandable. At times the story we got was great. Jurassic Part 3 is the one I'm most passionately advocate Jerry Goldsmith would have done excellent if he got the job. He would have, with his talent and experience, bring significant fresh air to the series to give us a standout third entry from John Williams' first two scores. It could have been my favorite Goldsmith score ever, and there's no other Jurassic Park film I could see him doing. As Jurassic World did great with the first two films, I disagree. I don't think the scores for Jurassic World were good at all. Oh, John Williams. As John Williams did great with the first two films. Okay, John Williams, he's talking about the score for the... And the Jurassic World movies came out long after he passed away in 2004, retired 2003. So, I'm sorry. I'm all fucked up today. So even if Jurassic Park 4 was made in 2004, 2005 as initially planned, it still would not have been composed by him. So Jurassic Park 3 was the eclipse opportunity. But of course, the most logical assumption is he never got the job because when John Williams declined to come back, he personally recommended Don Davis to helm the soundtrack. To be fair, Don Davis, I think, gave an alright score. The best pieces are when he was doing his own thing, but because there were some parts he just did a redo of the John Williams Jurassic Park theme, it makes the score feel less of its own thing. It's alright, but rather Don Davis came later to compose one of the later films. Like, if Jurassic World Dominion was good, yeah, but that ain't good. Quick side note, apparently there was a rumor James Horner was considered for Jurassic Park 3 if it wasn't for John Williams' personal suggestion. For the sake of Goldsmith, the best concept to imagine him getting the Jurassic Park 3 is if in the past he took over from other works like Superman, which kind of happened with Supergirl, Jaws, and some examples like doing King Solomon's Mines to make up for Indiana Jones, and doing Star Trek movies to make up for not composing Star Wars. If that was a theoretical pattern established in the past, then it would have seemed logical for hiring Goldsmith. Yes, true. I mean, King Solomon's Mines is a great score, and that was kind of his feel of Indiana Jones. Supergirl is a good score. However you feel about the movie, it's a good score. And that, reminiscent of the Superman films, but definitely his own thing. Maybe just after his great job at Universal with The Mummy, the studio and director asked if he's interested. Maybe Goldsmith could have been intrigued by the film, having the new Big Bad Dinosaur, give him a chance to make a new atmosphere, the theme from Williams. The Spinosaurus is a very memorable main recurring melody. It would definitely lean towards the peril and suspense angle, as an epic action flick with still some solid pieces for the wonder of the dinosaurs and characters recuperating between chases. This nearly 10-minute video is a collection of music samples from Star Trek First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis, Leviathan, Mulan, and The Mummy to bring the concept to life as best it can. Sadly, we'll never hear what it actually sounds like, as I did my best to my awareness and capacity to bring my fan idea to life off samples of his real score. Some parts are just a slide image with the music playing, and a couple scenes are partially conceptualized for a somewhat alternate cut of the story. I'll just leave it as I would give Jurassic Park 3 some improvements to the story to be a more significant event in the saga than just rescuing a child and that's it. Lean more towards the idea of the legally cloned dinosaurs on Isla Sorna, Spinosaurus, the unstable aggressive monster to rampage on the island. like doing the Indominus Rex, but before and better. And Alan Grant was on the island to study the dinosaurs with Billy and the Kirby's being financiers and assistants. Anyway, for your safety, man, please make sure your volume is no higher than 50, because the video is unfortunately a bit too loud, so I would feel bad if busted your eardrums. Too late. At least this one. If I may, just go ahead and see if I can go back and make the quiet version possible, and don't worry about telling the viewers which music pieces are being used that you're not aware of, because I will do work on when the video is posted. Give a full outline for anyone curious what music pieces go to each clip with links. I think he's going to write in the comments section. Cool. Tap off here is one sample. And let's put that there. So here's the video. Again, I'm sure I won't be able to show this because, you know, it's funny. I've had people get mad. Why don't you show the video? I'm like, why don't you tell YouTube about their copyright system, and I will. You want to do that? Be my guest. So until YouTube does that, this is the best I can do. Well, other people do it. Well, they get lucky. I'm not lucky with YouTube. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry that YouTube wants to handcuff me and not other people. I can't control that. But anyway. I'll pause at the beginning. This is for Murray. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. You could probably hear that still. I'm not sure what... I mean, it's just a still image of Jerry Goldsmith and the Indominus Rex. Opening the movie sees engine scientists chatting amongst themselves about the progress of their secret clone dinosaur experiments. Spinosaurus being their crowning achievement. Camera zooms in on the developing Spinosaurus embryo, and then the eye suddenly opens. With the epic scene, the big bad angry dino is steep in captivity. And he's using music from Outland. Very cool. I love Outland. Man, I could see that. I could see that. That ominous feel to it. A melody plays as we overview the ecosystem of the island, with herbivores grazing, lead characters from a safe distance taking video and pictures. Theme is meant to be similar to Jurassic Park John Williams' score, but done differently. Yeah, it's quaint. This is from Star Trek Insurrection, this piece of music. Yeah, they're watching the herbivores. Yeah, it's quaint, it's friendly. Before the danger. I think it's funny, I think the capture you see a little bit, so okay, maybe showing that a little bit will be fine. So you get an idea of it. Protagonists start to notice a lot of dinosaur corpses in the valley, checking on the bite and slash marks. What species is it? And as they get scared by faint noises in the distance, they start to pack up to leave the island. Yeah, definitely show that danger. He said not to worry, but I'm not sure which one, yeah. This track plays of Cooper, Nash, and Udesti with their guns standing in the forest. Spinosaurus sails blending with the misty background. They sense something nearby and ready their guns, look around slowly. They shoot at her head, raging her more to make them run away, and Cooper's hand gets slashed. Just rate the list of the Jerry Goldsmith. I think it could work with Jerry Goldsmith. I really could. Just a great composer. One of my all-time favorite composers. So many great stuff he did. That's from Leviathan, I know that.
Okay, it's dead. Nobody move a muscle.
This is a scene where they run away from the Spinosaurus and Sam Neill's trapped under the thing. That's pretty cool. I could see that. I already like this better than the score in Jurassic Park 3. And of course, Goldsmith, if he had done it, would have been different, but it'd give that tone and feel. That's still a good practical effect on the Spinosaurus. Alan Grant hiding from the raptors in the bushes. Run off. Alan, after a minute, gets up, but then a raptor jump steers him from behind. Kind of like the kitchen scene in the first movie. Yeah, I could see that. The Jurassic Park 3 I like. A lot of people hate Jurassic Park 3. I actually do like that film. Because it's like 80-some minutes long. The practical effects are really good in that. I like Sam Neill. I like William H. Macy. It's just kind of a quaint, little, intense adventure movie with some really good practical effects in there. It's nothing substantial or amazing or anything, but it's really the only Jurassic Park sequel I like. Well, I could watch one or two of the others. I think this is from The Mummy. This is when the raptors are surrounding Sam Neill. Yeah, I think this is from The Mummy. Now this is right before the pterodactyls arrive. That is a cool looking shot, the pterodactyl coming out of the fog onto the bridge. That is a cool looking shot. Now it's carrying the kid away. Now this guy here, who's going to be with the parachute, parasailing, I think he's the guy who plays Nick Cage's brother in Face Off, I believe. Yeah, that definitely has that adventure feel to it there, as he's saving the kid from the pterodactyls. So here they're on the water, it's raining, and this is right before the Spinosaurus is gonna, coming out of the water. Slowly creeps up to the boat with his sails visible, disturbing our heroes as the first swims around in circles, getting closer and closer till it rams and raises his head out of the water. Deep Rising. I think this is a score from Deep Rising. Another one he did a good job on. Love Deep Rising. Have the Blu-ray of it over there. I believe it's Deep Rising. Could be wrong, but I think so. They sounded a bit like that. I know he did Deep Rising. Again, I'm just amazed like how much practical effects they really utilize on this. You really see all the Spinosaurs in all its glory, and how people can slide that off. I have no fucking clue. I got a little bit with Leviathan again. Oh man, I want to hear more of the Leviathan. So showing the whole bit where they steer the Spinosaurus off with the flare. Here's the ending bit where they're going home on the helicopter. That's definitely from Star Trek. But I like that. Nice kind of let's go home finality, end to the adventure kind of ideal. But see, I wonder if they would have made Jerry Goldsmith do some of the Jurassic Park themes in there. Like, you gotta put some of that in there. I wonder. Or if he would have, in honor, and an ode to John Williams, do another version of the Jurassic Park theme. But that was cool. That was a cool what if. It might have come through in the headphones, so there you go. But I like that. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, to see any Jerry Goldsmith score, especially with the franchise, would have been a pleasure because I love Jerry Goldsmith. I mean, I mentioned, Outland, Leviathan, Runaway's a good score. The first three Rambo films, the Star Trek, the motion picture, and even Star Trek 5, good score. King Solomon's Mines, I think, is a great score. And Supergirl is a good score. Air Force One, The Mummy, Deep Rising, just a lot of good scores throughout the years. And it doesn't mean I loved every score he did, but a lot of them were really good. And to see his take on it would have been really cool to see. It would have been really neat to see. Poltergeist is a good score. I mean, just what his take on it, it would have been a pleasure to listen to. And this is, I guess, in a way, is the closest to get to that. So that was cool to see and read. So thank you, Murray, for the request. I appreciate that. I think he could have done a really good job. So I approve of that message. Thank you, Murray. Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. Rest in peace to Jerry Goldsmith. Bye-bye for now.